What if the greatest danger to your life isn't the chaos outside, but the silent war inside you? What if the enemy you fear most is not the world, not other people, but a hidden part of yourself you refuse to face? In the depths of the human soul there lies a darkness. It is simply forgotten, pushed away, buried alive. We call it the shadow, and Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychological history, warned us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The shadow is everything you deny about yourself. Your anger, your jealousy, your fear, your cravings for power, recognition, control, your pain, your guilt, your weakness. You banish these emotions from your conscious mind, hoping they'll die in silence. But they don't. They grow. They wait. And when the time is right, they erupt, not as shadows, but as devastating reality. Carl Jung taught that the shadow doesn't disappear just because you ignore it. It becomes stronger, more destructive, more ruthless. It leaks into your relationships. It poisons your dreams. It sabotages your goals. It blinds you from your own truth. What is the shadow? The shadow is not some external force. It is you. It is the other you, the parts of yourself you were taught to fear, to hide, to kill. As children, we learned quickly, don't be angry, don't be selfish, don't be too loud, don't cry, don't speak the truth if it hurts. Piece by piece, moment by moment, we cut away parts of ourselves. Not because we wanted to, but because we had to be loved, to be accepted, to survive. But what happens to those pieces? They don't vanish. They don't disappear. They fall into the unconscious. Carl Jung called the shadow the thing a person has no wish to be. You see it in the faces of the people you hate, for no reason. You see it in your dreams, where monsters wear your own face. The shadow isn't just negative. It also holds your hidden gifts, your suppressed passion, your fearless strength. But locked away in darkness, these gifts rot into monsters until you open the door, until you are willing to face the truth about who you are, fully, completely, without flinching. Only then does the shadow stop controlling you from the dark. Only then do you begin the real journey, the journey back to yourself. How the shadow destroys you silently. The shadow doesn't scream for your attention. It doesn't march into your life wearing a warning sign. It whispers, it hides, it infects. And before you even realize it, it has already rewritten the story of your life. You wake up one morning, angry for no reason. You sabotage your own relationships. You quit on your dreams just before the breakthrough. You resent the happiness of others. You run from challenges that could have made you great. You wonder, why does this keep happening to me? But deep down, you already know. It's you. It's the parts of yourself you refuse to face. Carl Jung warned us, whatever you repress will return, not as a friend, but as fate. This is how the shadow destroys you, quietly, patiently, perfectly. Emotional sabotage, rage, fear, jealousy, and self-doubt. When you refuse to confront your hidden emotions, they don't disappear, they ferment, they grow toxic inside you. The rage you deny turns inward until it explodes outward at the wrong time, at the wrong person, destroying trust, relationships, and self-respect. The fear you suppress keeps you trapped in a life half-lived, paralyzed, unable to take real risks, watching opportunity pass you by. The jealousy you pretend not to feel poisons your ability to celebrate others, turning every friendship, every love into silent rivalry. The self-doubt you ignore metastasizes into self-sabotage, making you tear down your own dreams before they can ever bloom. You think you are protecting yourself by suppressing these emotions, but in truth, you are creating an enemy inside you. An enemy that knows your every weakness. The shadow uses your hidden emotions against you, because what is unconscious becomes fate. Projecting your pain onto others, blaming, attacking, running. When you cannot bear to admit your flaws, you project them onto the world. You blame your parents, you blame your partner, you blame society, you blame fate. You blame life itself, anyone but yourself. You criticize others for the very things you secretly fear within yourself. You despise in them the qualities you cannot accept in your own soul. The man who represses his own cowardice calls others weak. The woman who hides her ambition shames others for their success. The person who fears their own darkness sees evil everywhere. Projection is how the shadow stays alive. It tricks you into fighting outside battles, wars you can never win, while the real war rages inside you. Carl Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves, but only if you have the courage to see it. If you don't, you will spend your life running from yourself, chasing ghosts, burning bridges, losing everything that truly matters, without ever realizing you are the one who set the fire." How Carl Jung suggested we face the shadow. Carl Jung never told us to destroy the shadow. He never told us to suppress it, to conquer it, or to wage war against it. He told us to do something far more terrifying and far more transformative, to understand it, to accept it, to integrate it. Because the shadow is not evil by itself. It only becomes destructive when it is rejected, when it is banished, when it is forced into darkness. To reclaim your true power, to become whole, you must walk into that darkness willingly. You must sit face to face with everything you've tried to deny, not to kill it, not to erase it, but to bring it back into the light of consciousness. This is not an easy path. It demands extraordinary courage, the kind of courage few people ever summon. But if you do, you will begin a transformation so profound it will feel like being reborn. Conscious confrontation, the battle you must not fight. The first step Jung taught is conscious confrontation. But listen carefully, this is not a battle you fight with violence. This is not a war where you crush or humiliate the shadow. It is a confrontation of awareness. It is a meeting of excuse. You must look at yourself without judgment, without excuse, without denial. When you feel rage bubble up, you must not say, "I'm a bad person." You must say, "This rage is part of me." Why? Where does it come from? When jealousy strikes your heart, you must not say, "I shouldn't feel this way." You must say, "This jealousy is trying to tell me something I have refused to hear." You become an investigator of your own soul. Curious, brave, honest. You must let the hidden emotions rise without running. You must let the forbidden desires speak without silencing them. You must let the forgotten pain surface without numbing it. Because only by seeing it, truly seeing it, can you begin to heal. Awareness transforms everything. The minute the unconscious becomes conscious, it loses its power to control you. The shadow feeds on ignorance. Starve it with light. The spiritual dimension of shadow work. Shadow work is not just psychological healing. It is a sacred initiation, a spiritual descent into the very heart of your being, where the masks fall away, where the ego burns and only truth remains. Carl Jung called this path individuation, the journey toward becoming your whole, true self, not the self that society accepts, not the self that pleases others, but the deep, eternal self that waits in the hidden places inside you, and you can only find it when you are willing to face your shadow. Facing your shadow is a death and a rebirth. It is the death of who you thought you were, the death of your illusions, your borrowed identities, your fragile pride. It is a free fall into the unknown, where everything false is stripped away. This is why so few people truly embark on this journey, because it demands more than courage. It demands surrender. It demands that you let go of control and let the darkness reshape you. Shadow work is a spiritual journey because it is a journey into wholeness. And wholeness is not light without darkness. It is the marriage of both. It is the union of the wounded child and the wise elder within you. It is the integration of your rage and your compassion, your terror and your love. It is standing at the crossroads of destruction and creation and choosing to become. The shadow is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It holds the keys to your power, your purpose, your sacred wounds. Buried within your shame is your ability to stand fearless before judgment. Buried within your rage is your ability to protect what is sacred. Buried within your grief is your ability to love without conditions. Every dark emotion you fear contains hidden gifts, but you must walk through the fire to claim them. You must be willing to sit with your pain until it speaks. You must be willing to walk into your own darkness without a guarantee you'll return the same. You won't, and that is the point. Because you are not meant to be who you were before the journey. You are meant to become who you were always destined to be. Individuation is the sacred act of recovering your lost soul. It is remembering your wholeness, not by denying your flaws, but by redeeming them. You are not here to become perfect, you are here to become real. This is the spiritual dimension of shadow work. It is not about self-improvement, it is about self-reclamation. It is about taking back every piece of yourself you abandoned, silenced, or rejected, and weaving it back into a living soul. Carl Jung knew, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. When you face your shadow, you are not falling apart, you are falling into yourself, into your truth, into your sacred power, and in that darkness you find not your destruction, but your rebirth. The power of embracing your shadow. There is a terrifying beauty hidden in the parts of yourself you have spent your life running from. A power so raw, so pure, that it could change everything, if only you would dare to turn around and face it. The shadow is not your enemy. It is not the monster under the bed. It is not a flaw in your soul. It is a doorway, a sacred passage to the deepest truth of who you are. When you begin the work of embracing your shadow, you stop living half a life. You stop bleeding energy into denial, guilt, and shame. You reclaim the exiled parts of your being, the rage, the longing, the hunger, the grief, and you weave them back into your existence with open eyes and an open heart. This is real strength, not the brittle armor you wear for the world, not the smiling mask of perfection. Real strength is the courage to stand naked in front of your darkness and say, I see you, I will not abandon you, I will not abandon myself. Carl Jung understood what many still fear to admit. It is in the darkness that you find your light, not by pretending the darkness isn't there, not by running faster or shining brighter, but by standing still and listening. The darkness you run from holds the light you are seeking. It always has. The choice to embark on the journey of shadow integration is the choice to finally come home to yourself. It is the decision to stop fighting what you are and instead become what you were always meant to be: whole, wild, free, real. This is not easy work. It will break you open. It will tear down the small, scared version of you that clings to safety. It'll demand everything you are and everything you could become. But if you choose to walk this path, you will discover something most people never find. You will discover your soul. You will no longer be a prisoner of your fears, your wounds, your conditioning. You will stand in the center of your being, fierce, clear, unshakable, and from that place you will create a life that is truly your own. The world does not need more perfect people. It needs more whole people. It needs more of you. So if you feel the pull, if something inside you stirs at these words, listen. Begin. Begin your own journey of self-integration. Begin to meet the parts of yourself you have exiled. Begin to gather your scattered soul, piece by precious piece. You are not broken. You are waiting. Waiting for yourself. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because this journey is just beginning and we're going deeper together. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever glimpsed your shadow? What part of yourself are you ready to reclaim? I would love to hear your story. Your darkness holds your light, and your story could light the way for someone else.